when we talk about why you do what you do and your mission and your values, when I used to hear that stuff before I launched Wild Hearts, I thought it was kind of a bit consultancy, a bit kind of, like, yeah, but we're trying to make money, right? We're trying to pay the rent. I didn't get the connection. Yet now, almost the answer to every single business challenge I come across is, well, why are we doing this? Your why becomes your North Star. It guides your strategy, it gets you started, it keeps you going, but it does more than that. It helps you very quickly ascertain, should we do this one or this one? It's like, no, it's obvious we're going to do A because B is not aligned with our Y. So let me give you an example of that. So my founding ideas was, okay, I want to use business to help people. I didn't know social enterprise existed. I never knew there was such a thing. I'd come from the entrepreneurial world. I hadn't come from the third sector. That was the first thing. I also didn't want to ask for donations, because I didn't want to compete with charities. I would feel that as a bit of a hollow victory. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use business to help people. And that was my founding obsession. I just wouldn't like, go, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? And I looked at all these different ideas. And then one day I was in an office of this woman, she was a chief exec, a good friend of mine. I looked around her desk and there was all this stationery and files. And I said, how much do you spend on all this crap? And she said, I don't know. And then I said, who'd you buy it from? She goes, I don't know. And then I said, do you care? And she said, why would I? And that was it. I thought, see if I could get you this stuff at the same price for the right service. But I didn't know what or how I was going to do it. But I used the profits to help people. Would you buy from me? She went, yeah, of course I would. That was it. Now, I'd never sold paper clips in my life, but if you set up a marketing agency, how many ways can you differentiate yourself? Or a law firm, or a prop? There's so many companies that people go, okay, we like that you're trying to do good, but are you any good? What if your marketing campaign's crap, right? Like, no one cares where this stuff comes. It's all the same stuff. It comes from, no matter what labels they put on it or logo, it's all the same stuff. It comes from all the same factories, and no one has any emotional attachment to it. But I'd also written a book when I came back on Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan and stuff. I'd written a book about these historical characters, and in the lessons you could learn from them. And it's interesting when I look back on the one on Alexander the Great. I was fascinated by his driving force of his mission and what he was trying to do and why he was trying to do it. And as I read back on it, what I was trying to do on a deeper level was address something simultaneously. I wanted to create the revenue from a commoditized business that we could imbue with meaning. But I also did a lot of talks at conferences then. And people would come up to me and say things like, I'd love to do this, but I'm just and they would fill in the blanks in the most bizarre way. They'd say things like, I'm just the chief exec. You're like, oh, that's quite a big deal, actually. Or I'm just the head counsel, or I'm just in the marketing team. And then you get that, I'm just the office junior. And I'm like, no, you're not just anything. Don't think about yourself like that. And what I want to do is to say, okay, what unites every single person in that business? The little mundane office products that they use to do their jobs. So if we can imbue the humblest, most boring product with deep meaning, then the little strapline was, WildHearts, even a bad day at the office saves lives. And we used to get people getting really emotional about it. There was one company that tried to change suppliers and they faced this little mutiny in the office because everybody rebelled, right? Because we said you can imbue the most mundane products with meaning. So that's why we launched that business. And it's grown at 34%, 24%, 34%, 51% in a flat, commoditized, moribund market. We grew at 51% last year, or just the year before the lockdown. And the brands that we've won during lockdown, such as BNP Paribas and Siemens, and I could go on, are all switching to us. So if someone say, how do we deliver, double-digit growth in a flat market, I go, yeah, why are you doing it? Dedicate your company to helping the excluded. What? Well, yeah, it's not the answer they expect, but that's how you'll deliver that kind of growth, for example. The goal was to bring meaning to the mundane and to connect everybody within the business and make it, our customers, such as Nestle, describe buying from us as a no-brainer. And the closer you can get to your customer going, that's a no-brainer, then you've done your job right in the preparation of it.